the 18th of September, I was interviewed by Jon Wright for his evening show on BBC Radio Suffolk. We had a really nice chat about my artwork, my YouTube videos, and Suffolk itself. He has very kindly allowed me to share the interview with you on my channel. So here it is, and I hope you enjoy listening to it.
Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn.
Now, I was looking at YouTube the other day and I came across a few short vlog-style films made by the artist Natasha Newton when she's back here in Suffolk visiting her mum. A glance at her Instagram shows she creates landscapes and animals on canvas, but also beautifully painted onto stones. So I sent her a message and we had a chat.
I'm in Suffolk at the moment. I'm staying here for a week. And I thought I would start by showing you the view from my bedroom window. Let's see if we can get out there a little bit more and I can show you a bit. So I'm kind of looking over the rooftops and on to the garden, which I'll show you a bit more of later. Hi, I'm Natasha. I'm an artist and illustrator, and I was born and brought up in Suffolk, and I now live in Surrey.
Which I guess we can't fault you for, but it has to happen.
Yeah, I moved here because this is where my fiancé is from. So yeah, I miss Suffolk though. I really miss Suffolk.
When you come back, and I kind of found you on Instagram because of some of the little films that you'd put on your YouTube, which are very, very kind of loving about your return trips to Suffolk, I would say.
Oh, that's really nice that comes through, actually. Yeah, I do love to film a little bit when I'm back in Suffolk because I do love the county so much, and well, it's my home. You know, I think I will always consider it my home, even though I do love it here in Surrey as well. But Suffolk will always be really my home, and so it's lovely to just record some of that, and then I have those memories on film and can just watch it back whenever I like.
Does that connection to Suffolk seep through into your work?
I think it does, yeah. Some of my paintings are, I guess you could say, Suffolk based. I'm actually hoping to do a series very soon based on the Suffolk coastline. A lot of my work is kind of a mixture of imagination and reality. So there might be elements taken from a certain place, but yeah, kind of mixed in with different things I've seen. But I would like to make some pieces that are directly Suffolk inspired, yeah.
I love your stones. Tell me about the stones.
Well, they were something I started doing quite a few years ago now. I just thought it might be fun to have a go at painting because I do quite delicate designs sometimes. And I thought it might be quite fun to do some of those on stones. And they were very popular, actually. I was surprised at how popular they were. And then, because beachcombing is a bit of a thing for me whenever I go back to Suffolk, I'll walk along the beach, say at Cove Hythe, for example, and you can often find some really interesting beach pottery or sea glass there. And I started painting on that as well. And I make little collections of them. And yeah, and I sell those as well.
Because we have... And I've done this in the past as well. I take marker pens down to the beach and we do some smiley faces and little messages on stones and leave them for other people to find. And there's been various projects in the county where people do stones as ladybirds and hide them around. But the detail, particularly with the birds, but also you've done a wolf and a stag here as well. The detail on that is stunning, and I just kind of that feel of a flat and fresh stone as a surface to work from.
Yeah, the animal stones actually came about because the publishing company Quarto asked me to create some work for a book. So that kind of pushed me into that direction. And I thought, well, I'm just going to have a go at this. Because previous to that, I think they'd been quite simple designs, really, sort of botanical and patterns. And so, it pushed me into trying the animals and the birds. And I really enjoy that. It's a lovely way of working, and it does make a bit of a change from working on canvas and paper.
When so it's interesting, just the last film that you made when you were in Suffolk, which was last month, you took a trip to Shingle Street. I was there at the weekend, bizarrely enough. So your little film of the drive up, and I've been in Suffolk 15 years, and I'd never actually been to Shingle Street. Lots of people have talked about it.
Oh, really?
But it was my first. I mean, it's we go to the windswept beach of Bawdsey quite a lot, so it's a tiny bit further up than that, so it's the same kind of feel. But you are, I don't know, because it undulates so much, it's got a slightly spacey feel to it as well. It's there's lots going on there.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it, actually. It does have I think it's a really sort of magical feeling at Shingle Street. And funnily enough, that is one of the places I would really like to paint. And I have some photos that I took while I was there. And we were there at sunset, so the colours were amazing. It was really beautiful. So, I hope to work from those. What did you think to Shingle Street? Did you like it?
So we liked it. So I was there with my 3 of my children. We weren't expecting to go swimming, but one of the little lagoons was full. The tide was out, so one of the little lagoons there was looking very inviting. So we stripped down to our pants and went in. It was a bit more kind of silty and muddy on the bottom than I had anticipated, so a bit grimy by the end of it. But it was a very refreshing dip, and to be kind of contained, and then you can't really, once you're kind of floating on your back in the lagoon bit, you kind of see up to the ridge of the shingle around you and nothing else. So you've just got all this sky above you, and like I say, you could be on the moon. It just feels really, really special and isolated as if you're there and the rest of the world has disappeared.
Yeah, I can imagine. Gosh, that sounds amazing. I've never done that. Yes, I think I like the fact that some of the beaches in Suffolk are quite desolate in a way. Cove Hythe springs to mind. Also Dunwich Heath. That's a lovely area along there. Those kind of beaches really inspire me. Yeah.
And if you're looking for colours, Dunwich Heath, whatever time of year you're there is something interesting going on with the heather and the wildlife.
Oh yeah, that's really beautiful. I actually took some photos. We went there as well. The following day, we went to Shingle Street the evening before and watched the sunset. And then the next day with my mum, I went to Dunwich Heath, and I took some more photos. And I'm hoping to work from these because, as you say, there are so many different colours, and the atmosphere along that stretch of coast is very special, I think, with the Coast Guard cottages as well. It's really lovely.
So you're an artist and illustrator. I noticed you'd got past the 100,000 followers on Instagram. Does that?
Yeah, that happened quite recently.
does that translate into people buying stuff to actually making money from what you post there?
Yes, fortunately it does. It's taken me, I've been on Instagram for I think about 7 years. So it's taken me a long time to kind of slowly build this following. And as I have become more known on Instagram, it has translated to more demand for my work. So that's really good. Yeah.
And lockdown was over, and now it's potentially back again and up and down. But with the world as it is, what impact has that had on your work, whether your ability to work or your ability to share your work?
Well, at first I was really, like so many people, concerned that it was going to result in less sales or less commissions or whatever. At the very beginning, it did seem to be, it seemed as if it was going that way. But then I don't know whether this is because I have a larger following now, but I'm actually finding that the demand for work is still there. Yeah, in the illustration world, things seem to be picking up again. So let's hope that this continues. Obviously, it's a very uncertain situation, and we don't really know what's going to happen from one month to the next at the moment, do we?